Hey guys, it's movie review time and I'm about to watch the crime comedy Roofman, which is directed by Derek France and stars Channing Tatum, Kirsten Dunst, Ben Mendelsohn and Peter Dinklage. So, let's give you the plot. After escaping from prison, former soldier and professional thief Jeffrey Manchester finds a hideout inside a Toys R Us, surviving undetected for months while planning his next move. However, when Jeffrey falls for a divorced mum, his double life starts to unravel. This film is based on the true life story of Jeffrey Manchester, and there's a book written about him in 2004 by Eleanor Highstore. Channing Tatum plays the titular role, and he reportedly lost about £60 to play the role. Now, bearing in mind that Matthew McConaughey lost about £50 when he played his role in Dallas Buyers Club. And if you remember that film, he looked very, very gaunt. And the thing is, I've seen Channing Tatum in the trailers, and he doesn't actually look like he's lost that much weight. I mean, he must be a big guy to start with to lose that much weight and not see as much of a transformation as what Matthew McConaughey had. Excitement level, it's about mid-level, because to be honest with you, I didn't even know anything about this movie until about 2 months ago, where a friend told me about the movie, and I've since watched the trailer, and the trailer was like, yeah, it's okay, but it's more to do with the story's conceit, the premise of the movie that has me excited, because it sounds really quite bizarre and absurd, and it actually sounds like it might be a good, interesting story. The last time I saw Channing Tatum in a movie was last year. In fact, it was 2 movies. The first one was Blink Twice. Didn't think much to that movie, but his performance in it was pretty good. And the other one was Deadpool vs. Wolverine, where he played a cameo role. He played a magician superhero known as Gambit, and I thought he was absolutely fantastic in that for the short time he was on screen. The movie itself was actually pretty cool as well. As always guys, if you do like the content, do press like and subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. So now I'm just about to go in and watch the movie, and of course I'll let you know my thoughts afterwards. So the film's just finished, so I'm going to go with the highlights and then the hang-ups. So let's start with the highlights. This film wasted no time getting into its story. I really like how it started out, where the title of the film is called Roofman, and right from the beginning he's robbing these McDonald's restaurants by breaking into the roof and accessing the safe. And then due to the nature of how he goes about robbing this McDonald's, he actually gets handed a very hefty prison sentence. I lent to my mate going, did they just say that many years? And I don't think this is really spoiler, because this is basically what the main story of the film is about, is the fact that he escapes from prison and hides in a Toys R Us and sort of lives his life out day by day from there. And it's very interesting where it kind of goes. So let's go on to the performances, starting with Channing Tatum. I actually think he gave one of the best performances I've ever seen him do in any film. Now, the guy he's portraying is sort of known as a very smart guy. He knows what to do in a situation, but at the same time he can make some dumb decisions. And I don't mean to be insulting to Channing Tatum, but I really did buy that. I actually did buy the fact that he could be clever enough to carry out certain things in certain situations, but at the same time be a bit naive, where you'd kind of go, really? You're going to do that? That's going to blow up in your face. And then he goes and does it. He made me feel sorry for him at times. Sometimes I really questioned what he was doing, and then other times you're completely 100% behind him. He's essentially someone you shouldn't really root for, because he's doing something that we don't agree with. He's breaking the law. But because of the way he plays him and the way he's written, he's quite morally complex. You understand his motivations, his flaws, his desires, but that's what makes his whole character so much more interesting. So top marks to his performance. Next we have Kirsten Dunst, and once again I actually think she gave one of her best performances of her career. Very, very good performance. When this film lent into the drama, it really had me in 100%. I actually really cared about these characters. It really added some emotional stakes to the entire film. So again, top marks to Kirsten Dunst. Great performance. The next actor I'm going to cite as a highlight is Peter Dinklage, who played the store manager. He wasn't actually in the film that much, but when he was on screen, I think he was the one who probably emphasised the comedy the most. I mean, as soon as he just turned up, you just kind of knew the moment you saw him, it was going to lead to something funny. Sometimes it was more subtle, sometimes it was just laugh out loud moments. But yeah, every scene I saw him in, thoroughly enjoyed him. One of my favourite scenes in the movie, and I can tell you this because they do actually show it in the trailer, is it's like nighttime. Everyone's gone from the Toys R Us building, and he's in there, like, I think, like taking a wash or a shower, and he's going around naked, and he's got himself all lathered up in soap. And the manager, Peter Dinklage's character, comes back into the store unexpectedly, and he's all there, all covered in the soap. And then they come face to face, and Peter Dinklage's reaction to this just had me laughing out loud. That was really funny. Best scene in the movie for me as far as the comedy is concerned. Hang-ups. Now, despite all the positives I gave the main character, one thing that we probably didn't get, that I probably could have done with a little bit more of, is understanding why he turned to crime in the first place. I mean, it's said in the movie that he used to serve in the military, and then since then he then starts to go into crime, and they don't really explain, you know, what's happening in his life. Was it poor pay in the military or something? They never really explore that. So I think that really would have added something to the character's motivations. It would have probably got us a lot more on board as, you know, why he was doing what he was doing. I would have to be honest with you and say that I probably think somewhere in the middle of the story, it does drag a little bit. It does probably have a bit too much padding in certain areas. I did get a little bit sleepy at times because I felt like the energy just seeped out of the balloon. It was just a little bit too pedestrian. It probably just slowed down a little bit much, and some people might struggle with that pacing issue. I will say that the way this film was marketed, it was marketed as a quite a light film that had some drama in it, when actually it's the reverse of that. It's a drama film that focuses a lot on the drama, and it's just got a little bit of comedy in it. It's a crime, romance, drama film with just hints of comedy here and there. Final rating. Overall, this is a film that I very much enjoyed watching. From start to finish, I was entertained. I was really pulled in by the drama. The comedy moments I really laughed at. I probably would have liked to have just seen a little bit more on the comedy. I felt it would have just made that journey a lot more smoother. I always liked the true life stories, and this is one I'm very much glad I did watch. If the idea behind this story in any way sounds interesting, definitely go out and watch it. I'm giving Roofman 4 stars. Have you seen Roofman? And if you have, did you like the film? Did you not like it? I'd be very curious to know. Let me know in the comments below. Do you know what? Having just watched that, I would actually be quite interested to see what the director, what his other movies are like, Derek C. France. One of his movies I have actually heard of. He hasn't done many movies, but one of them I heard of is The Place Beyond the Pines, which starred Ryan Gosling. I'd be quite curious to see what that's like. Did you enjoy today's video? If you did, give us a like and subscribe, and check out the other playlists on my channel, which cover movie reviews, movie locations, movie attractions, and lots more. I want to thank you again for watching, and until next time, I'll see you at the movies.